led by a really fantastic person who is passionate about this cause. I want to introduce the Executive Director of TATT at the Top now, Dean Hybl.
All right, thank you, Amy, and good afternoon, everyone. I'm so thrilled again to be with you and to have you all here today. So, I know you're eating and enjoying your meal, but I want to help you with your exercise a little bit as we're going through this. So we're going to start a little bit with an activity that I need everybody's help with, okay? Or just about everybody. So first, if you are a founding or emeritus board member of TATT at the Top, please stand up and remain standing. Okay, now if you are a current or past board member, but not a founding board member, just anyone else who's ever been on the board, stand up. Remain standing. Okay, next, if you are a current or past full-time or part-time staff member with TATT at the Top, please stand up. And there are 3 people that I want to recognize real quick. Kayla, you did not stand up. Stand up. Majesty. So, one of the things that we are doing this year as part of the Greenville Chambers and Greenville County Schools Launch Greenville program is we have 2 interns. Kayla, who's in the front. Some of you met her when you were coming in, and then Majesty, who's sitting or standing right back here. I also just saw Carrie Koenig, who is an Anderson University student, who was our summer intern this past summer. So we are very fortunate. We've had 3 great interns this year. I encourage any of you, through whether it's the Greenville program or any others, to give students the opportunity as interns. They're doing a great job. And I also want to thank and recognize our current staff, Sharon Purvis, who is here, and then Kaylee Harrison, who is running around in the back as well. So, okay, so that's staff. Now next, keep standing up. Next, if you have ever served on a TATT at the Top committee or task force, please stand. And I know there's a lot of these people here, so everybody stand if you've ever been on a TATT at the Top committee or task force. Okay, next, but certainly not last or least, if you or your organization provides funding support for TATT at the Top, and it's in the program, so it's not that hard, stand up. If your organization provides funding support, stand up. Okay, so this, along with a few others who are not able to be here, you are TATT at the Top. Okay, so I want to thank you. This organization was not about one person, one group of people, or one business, or one community, one government, whatever it is. This is about the Upstate. This is about everybody in the Upstate playing a role in making this a special and unique place. About how can we continue to keep this as a special place and then grow that moving forward into the future. So I thank all of you for being part of TATT at the Top, for all your support, not just of us, but of the Upstate region and everything you've done to make the Upstate special. Now, if you're sitting down, don't worry, because the job is not done. There is still work to do. So I encourage you to join us, to be part of, whether it's TATT at the Top or other entities, organizations who are helping to make the Upstate better, because it is all of us who make the Upstate a great place to live, to learn, to do business, and raise a family, because we are truly stronger together. Okay, you can sit down and enjoy the rest of your meal. Thank you. So the journey that has led us to where we are today is really much longer than 10 years. It really goes back as far, even further perhaps, but I'm going to start with the formation of GSP International Airport in the early 1960s. Mr. Milliken and Mr. Daniel and Mr. Mickle and others who came together to create the airport as a regional, key regional asset for the Upstate, really played a vital and critical role in the formation of the Upstate as an economically important region. Then, 25 years ago, BMW came to the Upstate, and many of you were involved in this effort. Really, I mean, they changed the footprint and changed the economic impact of the Upstate. And other organizations, of course, that came here as well, like Michelin and Lockheed Martin and GE and Bosch, and I could name, many others. Many who've been here, like Milliken, that's been here, so much longer. But coming together to get BMW here was critical and took regional collaboration. Then, a few years later, in 1998, Brad Weiss, who was here, formed Upstate Forever, the environmental organization looking at sustainability and preserving our natural assets. 2 years later, the Upstate Alliance, which will be celebrating 20 years next year, was formed. John Lummis and some of his team is here today. So they were really the first, formal regional organizations in the Upstate thinking about how we work together around, in their cases, specific issues. But the belief was that that was not enough, that we needed to do even more. We needed to work together holistically around tons of issues. And so, they say that failure is an orphan, but success has many parents. We must be at least somewhat successful because there's so many different organizations and efforts that you can point to that played a role in leading us to TATT at the top and where we are today. One of them is pictured here. Ingo, this is for you, where you are. In the second class of the Diversity Leadership Institute at Furman University, they had a group that included Ingo Engelmeyer, Minor Shaw, Ben Haskew is the one with the long beard, Chandra Dillard, and you can read the others who were part of that. And they came together and formed what they call Zentrum City. Mac's not sure where that name came from. And the idea was that, in the future, they had created a place where everybody worked together and gave everybody the opportunity for success. And so that was a project that they did through the diversity leadership, but it got people's minds thinking about collaboration and working together. Around the same time, Brad Weiss, Hal Johnson, Judy Prince with USC Upstate, Irv Welling, and others did an effort called Upstate Together, Growing by Choice or Chance. It was actually a Greenville Chamber Forum in 2005 that was held looking at growth and how we were growing as a region. And what came out of that was an ad hoc group called Upstate Together, at least for the first 3 or 4 years, and they kind of meandered a little bit of folks to, growing from across the region. What can we do collaboratively, and how do we turn this into, something that can play an impactful role in this region? And then in 2008, they partnered with ULI, the Urban Land Institute, and in April of 2009 did the Upstate Reality Check. Actually, some of it was in this room, and the rest of it was in the larger room here at the Convention Center. And that was a day-long exercise looking at growth in the Upstate, how we're growing today and growing into the future. And from that led to formally the formation of TATT at the Top. Changed the name from Upstate Together to TATT at the Top, and then move forward. Actually, the name TATT at the Top stands for the 10 counties at the top of South Carolina, both in terms of geography, but Governor, we believe, also in terms of success. So, Neil Workman with Trail was the person who had the name, and we think the Upstate region, really is collaborating and needed to work together. And so I was hired as the first executive director in January of 2010. Irv, I would like to say that both you and I had a whole lot more hair at that time, but the reality is it's not a whole lot different 10 years later, sadly to say. But we moved forward, and the first thing we did was we asked more than 10,000 people across the Upstate, what matters most to you? What is important as we look towards the future and future growth in the Upstate? And so what came out of that was the Upstate Regional Vision. Our family, our future, our Upstate, working together today for generations to come. And the regional vision is, I would say, bold, but yet also simple. And it calls for by 2030 the 10-county upstate region to be universally recognized as one of the leading places in the United States to live, to learn, to do business, and to raise a family. But we said, we have 5 what we call driver areas to focus on: human potential, economic and entrepreneurial vitality, sustainable growth, natural beauty and resources, and community vibrancy. And we have spent the last 8 or 9 years since the formation of the vision working on that across the upstate, bringing together over 40,000 people, over 900 engagements and initiatives here in the upstate region. And so some of the successes are in your program. I'm not really going to get into all of that, but what I want to say is that our process historically has been a convener, then connecting and incubating ideas, and then hoping that we can build collective capacity from them. And I think we've had some successes, some good things that have come out of that here as a region. But anyone who's been involved, including myself and the board, we've said, at this point, after 10 years, maybe that's no longer enough. We have to go a step forward. So we have identified that moving forward, our focus continues to be convening, connecting, and incubating, but we also need to be igniting ideas, igniting programs, not serving as the service provider. We're not moving in that direction, but to really not just incubate concepts and ideas, but be able to help ensure that those things move forward and advance the upstate region to grow our collective capacity. So at this point, I am thrilled to invite 2 people up to the podium. We're going to talk about one example of this igniting concept that is already moving forward. So if Keith Scott with Electric City Transit and Will Whitley with Michelin North America would please come up. We have some very exciting news and examples of igniting the upstate.
For more than 2 years, TATT has been convening transportation providers from across the upstate, as well as interested businesses, community organizations, to try to identify ways to work collaboratively to enhance the movement of people and goods across the upstate through the Connecting Our Future initiative. I know a lot of you in this room have probably attended several of the events that Connecting Our Future has had. During that time, we have built trust among the agencies and the organizations while identifying key themes, a mobility vision, 4 task force, and an initial action plan. Today, I am thrilled to officially announce that this effort is moving forward with the formal creation of the Upstate Mobility Alliance. Now, before you roll your eyes, and I know some of you probably did that before I caught you, this is not just going to be another nonprofit. So note that this initiative is not going to be a separate organization, but instead a community campaign living under the umbrella of TATT. I am also pleased to be able to announce that thanks to funding support from the Hollingsworth Fund and from Michelin North America, we are going to be able to hire a full-time executive director to wake up every day thinking about transportation, building relationships, and pushing the work of Mobility Alliance forward. Now I am pleased to introduce Will Whitley of Michelin, who has another exciting announcement.
Thank you, Keith. As Keith said, my name is Will Whitley. I'm the newly appointed Director of Government Affairs and Community Relations for Michelin North America. I'm honored to be here, so distinguished guests and friends, I would like to talk to you a little bit about Michelin and also the announcement, make another announcement as Keith alluded to. So I am honored to stand here in the presence of all of you and also my predecessor, Lisa Owens, who has been an instrumental member of TATT for the past several years. So I'm new in this role, but I wanted to acknowledge the work that she's done with Dean and the team and tell you that I look forward to continuing that work. Michelin has been a proud member of the upstate community for 45 years, as you all may or may not know, with 10,000 employees throughout the state. At Michelin, we recognize that we must continue to innovate and facilitate the mobility of people and goods throughout the region. We're especially grateful to TATT for facilitating a dialogue on sustainable mobility with other businesses and community leaders. The Michelin Corporate Foundation, based in our world headquarters in Central France, supports projects around the world that focus on 5 key areas, and these will sound very similar to the 5 vision areas that Dean just alluded to. So our areas are sustainable mobility, health, education and community, protecting the environment, heritage, and the arts. The foundation supported 115 global projects last year. A recent example, more locally, was the funding provided for the expansion and restoration of Unity Park in downtown Whitley. Building on the theme of igniting that Dean alluded to earlier, I am pleased today to announce the Corporate Foundation investment in the region that will give the Upstate Mobility Alliance an immediate opportunity to illustrate the value of community partnerships and corporate investments, while also helping to support increased mobility of the Upstate. Earlier this year, Dean, Nicole McAdam from Greenland, and Lisa Owens, who I mentioned earlier from Michelin, made a grant request to the Corporate Foundation for funding to provide the local match for new low-emission buses as part of the Greenland long-range plan, along with funds to conduct a community education and outreach campaign around transportation and mobility. I'm thrilled to announce that this grant for $825,000 over the next 3 years has been approved and pending federal approval in the next matching grant cycle. This grant will help Greenland significantly increase their bus fleet. It will also help the Upstate Mobility Alliance promote the importance of community investments as we work to improve the movement of people, goods, and services throughout the state. Thank you.